Tesla serious about plans to enter Indian market, says official. Tesla is seriously planning to enter the Indian market, a government official familiar with the talks said. The company is considering various options for its activity in India to come to the country's market. Tesla is serious about its plans to enter the Indian market, the country's deputy minister for technology told Reuters. Tesla held talks with Indian officials this week, covering a variety of topics. The company is exploring the possibility of entering the local market and is looking for the best opportunities to take advantage of incentives provided by the government. They are very seriously looking at India as a production and innovation base, Rajiv Chandrasekhar said. In the first public comment by an Indian government official on the talks, we have signaled to them that the government of India is working together and will certainly make whatever ambitions they have or investment objective they have in India a success, said Chandrasekhar, a high-ranking official in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's administration. The talks not only covered auto manufacturing but also energy, manufacturing technology, and more. However, the state representative did not disclose more specific details. You talk about cars, you talk about energy, you talk about manufacturing technology. So all of those figures in the conversation. What they will want to do in India, it's too far for me to tell and it's not for me to say, he added. Source. Reposted and summarized from Eva Fox at Tasmanian. Tesla Giga Texas tour encouraged Deutsche Bank. Touring Tesla Giga Texas encouraged Deutsche Bank. According to them, the factory is designed thoughtfully and operates very efficiently. Observations showed that Giga Texas is making good progress in ramping up production and preparing for Cybertruck production. Deutsche Bank reiterated a buy recommendation on Tesla stock and kept its 12-month price target at $200 after attending a tour of Giga Texas for investors. The firm also held meetings with the company's head of IR, Martin Viecha, and director, Travis Axelrod. Deutsche Bank analysts were impressed with the factory, which they said is well designed and runs very efficiently, and is clearly making good progress in ramping up both vehicles and battery cell volumes, and in installing tooling for Cybertruck, according to Investing. Tesla said its new designs will result in lower costs with benefits such as reduced costs associated with initial factory setup, lower raw material prices, use of IRA credits, negotiations with suppliers, and component upgrades. The company also said conditions could become more challenging in the next 12 months. Nevertheless, Tesla is still committed to ramping up volumes as long as it generates positive free cash flow. The analysts wrote in a note, "All in, we came away encouraged that Tesla could deliver cost improvements and efficiencies in the quarter ahead which may help offset some of the pressures. But we still worry the company may have to take additional price cuts in a weakening environment, which could put further pressure on earnings." Mid-term, Tesla confirmed that it is working on developing 2 new models on its next-gen platform and represent its highest priority at present. We are also encouraged by the targeted combined unit volume of 5 million. And we remain bullish on the opportunity presented within the next-gen platform. Legal disclaimer. This article is for informational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as an investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained in this article constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer by Eva Fox, Tasmanian, or any third-party service provider to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments in this or in any other jurisdiction, in which such solicitation or offer would be unlawful under the securities laws of such jurisdiction. Source. Reposted and summarized from Eva Fox at Tasmanian. Tesla serious about India factory, but what has changed remains unclear. Tesla is serious about building a new factory in India, according to a minister in the country. But what has changed regarding the country and the company's terms for an investment remains unclear. Yesterday, Tesla was reportedly planning to begin a reignited effort to build a new production facility in India. After the company tried for nearly a year to come to terms with the Indian government on a demand test by importing vehicles at a reduced duty rate, an agreement was never reached. Talks had stalled despite Tesla building out a robust team of executives that would handle the early operations of the effort. Earlier this month, we reported that Tesla was actually planning to meet with the government. And subtle moves like a follow of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi by CEO Elon Musk on Twitter hinted things could be moving forward. This morning, more fuel was added to that flame, as Rajiv Chandrasekhar, India's Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, said Tesla was serious about setting up a production plant in the country. Reuters said. But what has changed in terms of what each party wants remains unclear. Tesla was committed to building a factory in India under one condition. It could test demand by importing vehicles from Giga Shanghai in China to see if customers would flock to the EV maker's product. Of course, people were interested, but the import duties on vehicles coming from outside of India's border carried major implications in terms of pricing, doubling the cost of some cars. This sent Tesla to the idea of having import duties reduced temporarily, which would still add cost to each unit that was sold but would give the company an idea of whether it was worth investing billions on a factory. In a market it has no real idea regarding the demand for its products. India's government, which has a heavy focus on domestic manufacturing efforts through its Make in India campaign, was less than enthusiastic about Tesla's wishes to import vehicles from another market into the country. But what has changed? Evidently, nothing is apparent when looking at it from the surface. However, Tesla has been committed to expanding its presence across the globe and wants to continue building vehicles in a variety of new markets to take advantage of the growing interest in the EV sector from a consumer standpoint. Of course, the two parties have been interested in a conglomeration that would see the EVs built in the country. But Tesla is not going to commit to a massive manufacturing effort there without some sort of market research to determine whether it is worth it or not. Elon Musk will likely stand firm, but India is not one to shy away from its long-term wants to keep manufacturing within. Source: reposted and summarized from Joey Klender at Teslarati. Tesla Giga Texas wins over analysts with manufacturing prowess. Tesla Giga Texas won over analysts at Deutsche Bank with its robust manufacturing prowess after a tour was given to the firm by the automaker. However, there's a catch with the positives that would affect the short-term outlook for the company. Emmanuel Rosner of Deutsche Bank walked away impressed by Giga Texas's layout, which is well designed and runs very efficiently, according to a report from Street Insider. Investors will be pleased to know the automaker is evidently moving forward with Cybertruck-related projects, as Rosner said tooling for the vehicle is being ramped up. Outside of the Cybertruck, Tesla is continuing to install more production and manufacturing capacity in the plant, which will not only help the company's overall volume swell to millions of units, but it will also result in cost reductions in the long term. This is where things get dicey. Rosner does see encouraging developments that could deliver cost improvements in Tesla's future manufacturing efforts. However, the short-term outlook seems to indicate that Tesla may need to take additional price cuts in a weakening environment, which could put further pressure on earnings. Tesla did lose a bit of its automotive gross margin with the price cuts in Q1, which brought the figure under 20%. However, Tesla maintained the drop was manageable. Profits will begin to recover as production continues to scale up. Mid-term, Tesla confirmed that it is working on developing 2 new models on its next-gen platform and represent its highest priority at present. We are also encouraged by the targeting combined unit volume of 5 million. And we remain bullish on the opportunity presented within the next-gen platform, Rosner writes. Moving forward, Tesla's Giga Texas plant will likely become the automaker's biggest contributor in terms of production, displacing Giga Shanghai. Source: reposted and summarized from Joey Klender at Teslarati. Top takeaways from Tesla's 2023 shareholder meeting. Tesla held its 2023 annual shareholders meeting at its Gigafactory in Austin, Texas this week, during which the company highlighted upcoming news and voted to add to its board of directors. The meeting included a number of key takeaways, including updates on the Cybertruck, electric vehicle, the state of the economy, and more. The shareholders meeting began with a vote to add former executive and Redwood Materials head J.B. Straubel to the company's board as an independent director, as CNBC reports. Following the meeting, CNBC's David Faber also hosted an exclusive interview with Tesla CEO Elon Musk, ranging in topics from Tesla and Twitter to AI, the economy, and other subjects still. Highlights from the meeting include Tesla's plan to start doing some advertising again, after the company has gone the past few years without any ad costs. The company plans to approach cautiously, with Musk saying, "We'll try out a little advertising and see how it goes." Additionally, Tesla plans to start conducting third-party audits of its cobalt supply chain to ensure there are no points of child labor. The news comes as Tesla prepares to shift to a new type of drive unit for its next-generation EVs, set to need less silicon carbide with no rare earth metals. Additionally, Tesla is moving toward a low-voltage EV architecture which Musk expects to use less copper. Musk also said during the meeting that the Cybertruck is still on track to begin delivering this year, and Tesla is targeting an eventual yearly production of 250,000 to 500,000 units of the electric pickup. He also says the Model Y will become the best-selling car in the world this year, and he expects the Optimus robot to make up a majority of long-term value for Tesla in the future. In his interview with David Faber after the meeting, Musk further detailed his expectations for Teslas to someday bring in significant revenue through the use of robotaxis, along with more discussion on AI at Tesla and elsewhere, Fed hikes, Twitter, and a number of other topics. He also says that he thinks the current state of the economy will last another 12 months or so, which will remain a difficult macroeconomic landscape for the automaker. When asked how much of robotaxi income would be allocated to the Tesla owner, and how much would go toward the company, Musk reiterated his vision for a car driving itself and making money while owners are at work. So the owner of the car would make, I don't know, some amount, who knows what it would be, but perhaps it could be a 50-50 split or 70-30. I don't know. But the cars are, if you buy a Tesla car, it can only be used in a Tesla network. It cannot be used in someone else's network. So that means that if the car is able to be used 5 times as much, and Tesla is likely to make basically 2 or 3 times the original value, or sale value of the car in robo-taxi revenue. This is gigantic. It'd be like selling cars for software margins because in fact it is software. And so instead of effectively having say 25-cent margins, it might be 70% or more, and I mean that the free cash flow associated with that it is actually truly a staggering amount. The best analysis that I've seen thus far about this is from Cathie Wood's firm, ARK Invest. Source: reposted and summarized from Evanex at Inside EVS.